everybody doing? It's Paul from Magpie 24/7, back again with another review from the van. I hope everybody's okay. Looking forward to this weekend's huge game against Aston Villa down at Villa Park. Can't wait myself for it. Massive clash. Probably the hardest game that we've got for the entirety of the season. Up there with the Arsenal game, no doubt. But no, today's not looking towards that weekend, this weekend's game. It's about some of the shit that's going around about Anthony Gordon at the moment. It's absolutely and utterly fucking ridiculous. Bang out of order. Really personal. And it's beyond a fucking joke. I mean, I've just listened to Darren Ambrose, obviously again former Newcastle United player, on Talk Sport, having his 2 pennies worth in. I've read loads of different things, probably mainly from fucking Mank fans and Mackham fans and the like, just having a go at Anthony Gordon and the fact of how he'd come off and stuff like that. And what really pushed me over the edge though, in order to think, I am going to do the video, I am going to respond to some of the shit that's been floating around, was the video I shared across our social medias of fuck knows who it is. But some fucker with a bent nose. I mean, his nose is more fucking bent than a Tory politician. And he's sitting there having a go and taking the piss out of how Anthony Gordon looks and how good he is as a footballer. Well, last time I checked, you weren't Jose Mourinho. Last time I checked, you weren't Pep. Not even B-Tech Pep at fucking Manchester United. You weren't Jurgen Klopp. You weren't Eddie Howe. You weren't anybody at all. And he's going and he's having a go at the way he looks with fucking pimples and the likes. Getting personal. Now, I'm no oil painting. I don't pretend to be a fucking oil painting. But I don't go around deliberately and for no reason just criticising somebody, apart from the fact that he's either a fucking closet Mackham or something like that. I don't go around doing that. I don't make it personal about how everybody looks. Everybody looks differently. It doesn't matter. But the football opinion that he comes out with, he can't run and he can't do this and he can't do that, he's limited, he's like a poor man's Joe from Manchester City. Well, I tell you what, a poor man Joe's probably a fucking several £1 million ahead of what the likes of fucking you are. And what gives you the right to say those sort of things about his performances when you probably never watched a Newcastle United game this season? Because it's absolutely bang out of order. When he has played, he's looked really good. He has had an injury that's followed up from his time at Everton. It has been a little bit of a fly in the ointment, of course it has. No doubt that's added to his frustrations. But at the end of the day, I think he's done really well, and I think he's certainly given Eddie Howe food for thought with regards to who starts at the weekend. He was the victim of a team playing confident, good football, players ahead of him in form and having the shirt. In the same way that Mac Target has also been frustrated by Dan Burn. Dan Burn comes in, Dan Burn's a centre-back, Dan Burn does really well over the time that Target's out, and he can't get back in. Anthony Gordon's come back in for big money. He wants to show everybody what he's capable of. However, his opportunities have been limited because of the form of Jacob Murphy, because of the form of Miguel Almiron, and so on and so fucking forth. And that's the way that it should be. And of course you're going to be frustrated. He's a 22-year-old lad with a massive price tag on his head. He's come to a new club. He wants to impress. He wants to do well. And nobody wants to be a light switch and get on and off in a game. However, for that particular game, in that scenario, he had to come off, he had to do a job, and 5 minutes later he's in the dressing room, all smiles, arms around everybody, no trouble, no problems. Eddie Howe came out straight away. It's a non-story to absolute nothing. It was a bit disappointed to have to come off. However, I had my reasons. He wanted the experience of Matt Ritchie to bring him on. He wanted that little bit more defensive work. Again, Matt Ritchie offers you that to be able to come on for literally the last few dregs of the game. The way that it was made out and the suggestions, it's like he's being brought on 1 minute and taken off 2 minutes later, and he's had 2 minutes of action. He had 43 minutes out on the park, and he had a great performance. Many people like to see that passion, that the players are committed and they do want to impress and they do want to play every minute. He didn't go off and deck somebody. He was just extremely pissed off in the moment. And I tell you something, when I was 22, I probably made a load of mistakes. When I was 22, I might have been a bit more hot-headed and fucking blown off and stuff like that. It doesn't change jack shit. Everybody at the club is united in a way that I haven't seen at all. Literally. And I've seen, the Keegan days, I've seen the Robson, I've seen literally every fucking recent incarnation of Newcastle United. Ups and downs. I haven't seen us ever this strong and this glued together in this United. We're like two coats of fucking paint. We are that close. That's the ownership, the players, the coaches, the fans, everything, down to the fucking tea lady. Everybody is rolling in the same direction. And yet people like fucking Bent Nose makes a video like that after not probably watching a minute or maybe seeing us on Match of the Day or something like that. It doesn't give you the right to then go and spout shit. I wouldn't do a video about Manchester United. I wouldn't do a video about Aston Villa. I wouldn't do a video for any other Premier League club, but the one that I watch each and every week for 90 minutes each and every week, the one that I follow up and down the country, the one that I travel hours to be able to see play at home, and so on and so forth. That's what I speak about, because that's what I say, that's what I see, and that is what, therefore, I am more than qualified to be able to speak about, as everybody else at St James's Park and everybody else who follows them all over the country are capable of producing an opinion about what they see. What boils my piss is that some absolute fucking fucktard, some absolute moron, some absolute cockwomble comes along who doesn't have that right and just spouts shit, so he tries to sound a little bit controversial, so it does well, so the video does well, so it gets clicks and attention and this, that and the other. You need to fucking grow up and just stick to what you know about. Like I say, I wouldn't do an in-depth video or an opinion on anything else but Newcastle United. I've watched and I have seen the shit. I have seen the Wallies with the Brollies. I've seen the Steve Bruce fucking years. I've seen sexy football. Fuck me, it was anything else. But I've seen all of that. I've seen the great times as well. I've seen the European nights. I've seen us blow fucking leads at the top of the league. I've seen us fall down in successive finals. I've seen all of that. I've experienced all of that. I've witnessed all that. That will make the likes of myself and the many other fantastic people who comment on Newcastle United, you have great content creators, and there's many out there producing stuff, great stuff, and then you get somebody like that cockwomble last night, and I just thought, no way at all are you going to take the piss out of how somebody looks. The fucking lad is a Premier League footballer, he's a millionaire, and I tell you what, on about his behaviour when he was at Everton, it's that lad's behaviour that wants to be fucking addressed. People thinking that they are right to an opinion based upon nothing. Absolute fucking nothing. Anthony Gordon was hounded out. He had his car surrounded. He was literally persecuted. This was supposedly by his fellow Evertonian fans. Their behaviour was absolutely bang out of order and disgusted, in my opinion. But again, I don't watch Everton enough to be able to say that I know the situation better than what somebody down at Woodison Park knows the situation. And I'm not that stupid or arrogant to think that I do. I'm glad that we've signed him. I think we paid a very fair price for him, given the market, given the fact of his age, the fact that he's English and with potential, and that always carries an extra tax on top of it. Of course it does. But yeah, more than happy with what I've seen so far, and I think he's going to bring much more, again, as Eddie Howe gets a chance to work with him and to bring them into our way of doing things. And just like with Bruno Guimaraes, just like with Sven Botman, it's a case of slowly even, when it comes to integrating new players. Bruno didn't start straight away. Botman didn't start straight away. They weren't thrown in. They had to be patient. Bruno had to sit on the bench and wait. And if the likes of Bruno, who is literally, in my opinion, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, or in football at the moment, full stop, in my opinion, then the likes of Anthony Gordon, as hard as it is when you're a young lad like that and you want to, you want to show, and you've had a good 45 minutes and you're dying for your first goal or your first, whatever, it just takes time. But you've got to go a little bit easier on them when they're literally like young lads. Look at Joe Willock, who came and put an arm around him straight after the game. He's what, 23 or so. You know, you can't jump down players' necks like this and then to have it as a discussion point on fucking Talk Sport. To have people who, again, you know, Ambrose of the world. Yeah, he played for Newcastle before, but, you know, he's not a Newcastle United supporter, and he probably doesn't watch us as much as your normal, you know, fan does all the time. So, nah, it wound me up, and I just couldn't believe this, the arrogance, and I just didn't feel that there was a need whatsoever to make it personal about how somebody looks or anything else like that. It shouldn't come down to that. It should never come down to that. It should just come down to, look, at the end of the day, are they a good footballer or not? Are they trying the hardest or are they not? You know, nobody at all, nobody in the fucking world is perfect, so you can't be sitting there and going preaching about this sort of thing. Eddie said straight afterwards, literally a couple of minutes later, it's a something and nothing. It's literally a storm in a bastard teacup. That some people are just thinking, it's a free-for-all. Oh, it's something to talk about. It'll be great if it clicks that. Well, it's shit. I'm only doing this. I won't get massive clicks on anything else like that. But it's just venting. That's my opinion on the situation and stuff. But I'm just seeing far too much of it. And it, like I say, 99% of it probably comes from Mackems and also other sort of teams where we've maybe upset or put their noses out of place, that sort of thing, in the greedy cartel, the greedy six, you know. It's tough shit. It really is tough shit. I hope the lad channels what's happened into a fantastic week's worth of training up on Tyneside. He starts this weekend, he scores a goal, gets an assist, and that's the best possible way to shut up these fucking absolute galahs making up crazy shit like this. That's my opinion of it anyway. So yeah, take care. Keep it tuned. We'll be back later on in the week doing the preview, looking forward and being positive towards Newcastle United, hopefully getting another 3 points this weekend and continuing our push not only for the Champions League. You've got to keep pinching yourself when you say it, not only the Champions League, but our attempt to finish third in the Premier League this season with what, 9 games is it left to go? Fucking hell, exciting times for Newcastle United. I'm sure somebody will have a fucking problem with it, but yeah, fuck them. Absolutely fuck them. Kiss her out. Right, take care, keep it tuned. Now I'm going to go back off to graft and I'll speak to you later.